The alien tantrum and the human nobody. The Jupiter Luck Station was not for poor people. It floated high above the gas planet, shining like a diamond in space. Rich aliens came here to shop, eat, and show off their money. No one cared about the workers. They were invisible, especially humans. Jace was one of them. He wore a dull gray janitor suit. His mop floated next to him. He had cleaned this place for 3 years, and nobody ever said thank you. Most of the aliens didn't even look at him, and that was okay. Jace liked to stay out of trouble, but trouble had great timing. It walked into the shopping plaza, wearing 10,000 credits in gold heels and a jacket made of singing feathers. Princess Velixa, daughter of the richest alien in the Zareth galaxy, known for her beauty, her bad attitude, and her very expensive taste. Everyone turned to look at her. She didn't walk. She floated slightly above the floor, thanks to gravity-defying boots. A floating bag followed behind her, glowing pink and purple, humming softly. It was probably smarter than most people in the room. Velixa didn't notice Jace. She was busy yelling into her comm screen. "No, I said the blue diamond, not the moonstone. Do I look like someone who wears moonstones?" Jace kept mopping. He knew better than to speak. And then it happened. Velixa turned sharply. Her floating bag bumped into Jace's mop and began to fall. It spun in the air, slowly drifting toward the edge of the shopping balcony. One more second and it would fall 200 floors. Without thinking, Jace moved fast. He dropped his mop, slid across the polished floor, and grabbed the bag just before it fell. He stood up and held it out. Your bag." Velixa stared at him like he was space trash. She snatched it from his hands. "This bag is worth more than you," she yelled. Jace shrugged. "Probably, but I still caught it." She huffed and walked away without a thank you. Jace picked up his mop. "Aliens," he muttered. Suddenly a loud siren screamed through the mall. Red lights flashed. All screens changed to one word. Warning. Pirate boarding detected panic. Shoppers screamed. Lights blinked. Doors locked. Security bots flew overhead, confused. Jace looked up. Great. Space pirates on discount day. Velixa looked around, confused. Where are my guards? They were already gone. Rich aliens moved fast when danger came. She turned and saw Jace. "You," she shouted. "Do something." He blinked. "I clean toilets." Another explosion shook the station. Part of the ceiling broke. Debris fell. Velixa screamed. Jace grabbed her wrist. "This way," she pulled back. "Don't touch me." "Fine," he said. "Stay here and wait for pirates. I'm sure they'll love your jacket." She looked at the broken ceiling, then at him, then back. Her lips tightened. "Ugh. Fine. Lead the way, human." They ran. He pulled her into a staff hallway. It was dark, narrow, and smelled like engine oil. Not very royal, she almost gagged. "This place is disgusting," she said. "Welcome to my world," he replied. Another explosion rocked the floor. A pipe burst behind them. Steam filled the air. Velixa screamed again and grabbed his arm. Jace didn't say "I told you so," but he wanted to. They reached a maintenance door. It was half broken and barely opened. Jace kicked it twice, then forced it open. He pushed her through just as the hallway collapsed behind them. Dust filled the air. Alarms kept ringing. Now they were inside a forgotten part of the station. Old pipes, metal stairs, and no cameras. No people. Velixa sat down, breathing hard. Her perfect hair was a mess. Her glowing bag had a scratch. "This is the worst day of my life," she said. Jace leaned against a wall. "Then we're just getting started." She looked up. "What do you mean?" "I mean," he said, "we're locked out of the main station. Pirates are everywhere, and if we don't find a safe room or escape pod—" He didn't finish the sentence. She stood up, suddenly nervous. "You better get me out of here, human." He looked at her, half smiling. "Name's Jace, not human. And sure, I'll save your royal butt, but after this you owe me a sandwich." She blinked. A what? He chuckled. Never mind. In the distance, they heard a metal door slam. Someone or something was coming. Jace grabbed a broken pipe as a weapon. Velixa hid behind him. Stay close, he whispered. A shadow moved across the floor ahead. Heavy footsteps echoed. Not human, not friendly. Velixa's voice was barely a whisper. Is it one of them? Jace raised the pipe. Only one way to find out. The shadow in the vent. The silence was loud. Jace gripped the rusty pipe tighter. Velixa stood close behind him, clutching her glowing bag like it could protect her. The air in the tunnel was heavy, thick with dust and tension. Every little sound echoed. Drips, groans, distant alarms, and footsteps. Slow, heavy footsteps, getting closer. Jace squinted through the dim emergency lights. Get behind that crate, he whispered to Velixa. She didn't argue this time. Maybe being nearly squished by a collapsing hallway had knocked some sense into her. He stepped forward, pipe ready. A dark figure turned the corner ahead. Tall, wide, wearing ragged space armor and dragging something behind it. Velixa gasped quietly. The creature stepped into the light. It wasn't a pirate. Not exactly. It was a security droid, or what was left of one. Its armor was cracked, one eye glowed red, and it sparked as it moved. Something had hacked it, turned it into a killing machine, and now it scanned the tunnel like a predator sniffing out prey, its red eye locked onto Jace. Oh no, he muttered. The bot let out a distorted screech and charged. Jace ran. The bot moved faster than expected. It slammed into the wall behind him, sending metal shards flying. Jace ducked and swung the pipe. It hit the bot's leg, but bounced off. The thing didn't even feel it. Plan B, Jace yelled, running past Velixa. Run now. Ask questions. Later. They sprinted through the tunnel, the broken bot right behind them. It moved like a monster, smashing pipes and walls, roaring with a deep electric growl. Do all your rescue plans involve almost dying? Velixa shouted as she ran. Nah, Jace shouted back. Sometimes I do die. They turned a sharp corner and found a half-open vent on the wall. Jace dove inside and pulled Velixa in after him just as the bot crashed past, missing them by inches. They both lay still, breathing hard. That was not a normal droid, Velixa whispered. Nope, Jace said. It's been reprogrammed. Someone's turning security bots into killers. She blinked. Why? Jace gave her a look. Probably the same reason pirates are attacking a luxury mall in space. Credits. They crawled through the vent for what felt like forever. Velixa complained every 3 minutes. My knees hurt. This is undignified. Why does it smell like wet socks? Jace ignored most of it. Finally, they reached a small maintenance room. It was quiet, safe, for now. Velixa sat on a crate, fixing her hair using the reflective side of her bag. Jace checked an old map on the wall. Okay, he said. We're here. He pointed. Security hub is there. If we can get inside, we can scan the station, see where the pirates are, and maybe, just maybe, find an escape pod. She raised an eyebrow. You know how to do all that? I clean the floors and the security logs. I see everything. Velixa looked at him strangely. You're not like other humans. Jace smirked. Nope, I'm the special kind. The broke kind, with nothing to lose. Suddenly, a low humming sound filled the room. Jace spun around. A red dot appeared on the floor. Then another. Laser sights. Someone was locking onto them. He grabbed Velixa and dove behind a crate as laser fire tore through the room. Sparks flew. Screens shattered. The door behind them exploded. Inward pirates. Real ones this time. Not sloppy thugs either. These were elite, tactical, silent, wearing black armor with glowing red symbols. And worse, they weren't even speaking out loud. They moved like ghosts, using hand signals. Efficient, deadly. One of them aimed at Jace. Velixa screamed. Suddenly, the floor beneath them groaned. Crack. The crate they were hiding behind gave way, and they both fell, straight through a broken panel into darkness. They landed hard in another tunnel. This one was different, old, dusty, secret. Where are we? Velixa asked, coughing. Jace looked around. There were ancient Zareth markings on the walls. Lights flickered with power that shouldn't exist. I think, he said slowly, we just fell into something we weren't supposed to find. Like, what? Jace pointed at the strange symbols glowing faintly in the dark. Like, a hidden part of the station. Maybe even older than the station itself. Velixa's face turned pale. Why would pirates attack a mall? Why are bots going rogue? Why are there secret rooms? Jace looked at her. Because this isn't just a mall. It's hiding something, and I think we're standing on it. Suddenly, the wall behind them moved. A stone panel slid open, revealing a long hallway lit by a strange blue light. In the distance, something moved. Not a pirate, not a robot, not alive. Jace took a step back. What the hell is that? Velixa's voice trembled. Let's not find out. They turned to run, but the hallway behind them had closed. They were trapped. Secrets beneath the station. The hallway pulsed with a blue glow. It didn't feel like a normal corridor. It felt alive. Jace stared at the walls. They weren't made of the same metal as the rest of the station. These were smooth, like stone but humming softly. Lines of energy moved through them like veins. Velixa clung to her bag, eyes wide. This is not part of the station, no way, Jace agreed. This place was buried beneath, covered up. Someone built Jupiter Lux on top of this. But what is it? She asked. He didn't answer, because just then, they heard it again. That sound, a low, vibrating hum, almost like breathing. Coming from the end of the glowing hallway, Jace raised his pipe. Velixa raised her chin. Don't even think about letting me die in some cursed hallway. Relax, Jace said. If anything tries to kill us, I'll distract it while you run. She narrowed her eyes. That's oddly heroic for someone who cleans toilets. I'm a janitor with flair. They moved forward slowly, stepping into the heart of the strange corridor. The walls shimmered as they passed, like they were watching. At the end of the hallway was a door. No handle. No keypad. Just a smooth circular pattern with alien symbols they couldn't read. Velixa stepped forward. This is old Zarethian script, but not any version I've seen. It's ancient. Pre-Empire. Can you read it? Jace asked. I'm royalty, not a librarian, she said, frowning. But I recognize one word. This symbol here. She pointed. It means vault. Jace raised an eyebrow. As in treasure? She nodded slowly. Or something important enough to hide. Before Jace could reply, the wall beside the eye door lit up. A projection appeared in a hologram, but not of a person. It was a creature, tall, slim, pale blue skin. Its face was hidden behind a triangular mask with a single glowing eye. It spoke, but not in words. The sound hit their heads directly, like a memory being played backwards. Jace clutched his temple. Ugh, it's in my brain. The message played only for a moment, then stopped. The door pulsed and opened. They looked at each other. Well, Jace said, ladies first. Nice try, Velixa replied, pushing him gently ahead. Inside, the vault, it was cold, silent, and huge. The room looked like a temple filled with statues of the masked beings. At the center, floating in a beam of light, was a black cube. Velixa stepped forward slowly. I think this is what they were hiding. The cube shimmered. Patterns moved across its surface like liquid metal. It hummed with power. Jace didn't trust it. That thing looks like trouble. I've seen pictures in ancient archives, Velixa said. Zarethian historians believed in mind boxes. Storage for thoughts, history, and consciousness. Jace blinked. Wait, are you saying that's an alien brain in a box? More like a message, or maybe a warning. Suddenly the cube pulsed, and a beam of light shot into Velixa's forehead. She froze. Jace jumped toward her. Velixa? But she didn't fall. Her eyes glowed. Her voice changed, deeper, layered with echoes. He has found the vault, she said. He is watching. Jace backed up. Okay. Now we're officially in horror movie territory. The light faded. Velixa collapsed into his arms. She opened her eyes, dazed. I saw something. A face. A war. Ships falling from the sky. This box, it's part of a weapon. A weapon? Jace asked. Then why hide it? She looked up at him, scared for the first time. Because if it gets activated, it could destroy a star system. Jace stared at the cube. So, pirates came for this? Maybe. Or maybe they came for the station and had no idea this was here. Suddenly, a sound behind them, clapping, slow, sarcastic. They turned. A pirate stood at the door. Tall, masked, his armor black with red circuits. But this one looked different, smarter, smug. Well done, he said in a calm voice. You two just unlocked what we've been searching for. I should thank you. Jace stepped forward. Not happening. Oh, please, the pirate said. You're a janitor. You don't even have a weapon. Jace grinned. True, but I've got anger issues and a big pipe. Before the pirate could speak, the cube pulsed again. Everything shook. The floor cracked. The cube glowed brighter and rose higher into the air. The pirate's mask flickered. What's it doing? I think, Velixa said slowly. It's waking up. The walls began to change. Statues came to life. Their eyes lit up. Ancient tech powered on for the first time in centuries. Jace grabbed Velixa. Time to go. But the door slammed shut. The cube let out a sound, a deep, low frequency that made their bones vibrate. The pirate raised his blaster. I think we broke something. And then the cube spoke. In all their minds at once. The vault is breached. Initiating protocol. Starfire. Starfire protocol. The cube hovered higher, spinning faster now. The blue light filling the vault turned red, pulsing like a heartbeat. Starfire protocol initiated. That voice again, cold, robotic, ancient. It wasn't just talking. It was waking something up. Jace backed toward the door, gripping his pipe like it could save him from an alien apocalypse. Velixa's eyes were wide. Starfire. It's not just a weapon. Jace glanced at her. Oh, let me guess. It's also a friendship bracelet and a smoothie machine? No, she said. It's a planetary reset. Behind them, the pirate captain grinned beneath his mask. Perfect, just perfect, Jace pointed at him. You knew this was here? The pirate nodded. Oh, I knew something was buried. I didn't know you two morons would activate it for me. He raised his blaster. Before he could fire, the cube exploded with a shockwave. Not of heat, but of memory. Images flooded their minds. A massive alien war. Giant ships crashing into moons. Entire planets turning into glass. And in the middle of it all, the vault, sealing itself in shame. Jace staggered back. This isn't a weapon. It's a prison. Velixa grabbed his arm. And we just opened the cell. Suddenly the floor cracked, and ancient machines rose from beneath. Tall, spindly robots made of obsidian and energy. Their heads were smooth domes. No faces. Just silence. The pirate fired. One of the machines caught the blast in its palm and crushed the energy in its fist like it was a soap bubble. Run, Jace whispered. No arguments here, Velixa said. They turned and sprinted toward the vault door, still sealed shut. Velixa pulled out her glowing bag and slammed it against the lock. The bag's AI buzzed to life. Security override denied. Lifeform authorization required. Velixa frowned. What does that mean? It means, said the pirate, stepping beside them again, this vault only opens for Zarethian royalty, you know, like you. Jace raised his pipe. Back off. The pirate laughed. You think I'm scared of your mopstick? Jace smirked. No. I think you should be scared of her. Behind them, the ancient machine stepped forward. The vault rumbled. Velixa took a deep breath. Okay, let's try this. She placed her hand on the door. Velixa of House Threx, royal bloodline, open the door, now. The vault hissed, then clicked. The door slid open, revealing the hallway they came from, but now it was burning. Red lights flashed, sirens screamed. The pirate ship must have docked deeper into the station, and more of his men were pouring. In Jace and Velixa ran. The pirate followed, laughing. You can't run forever, we'll find you. Behind them, the vault machines didn't chase, but one looked at Velixa. Its head tilted. It recognized her, then it turned away, and sealed. The vault again. Back in the station. The chaos was worse than before. Fires everywhere. Civilians trapped in broken rooms. Droids gone rogue. And now, pirate reinforcements. Jace and Velixa ducked into a supply room. Velixa sank against a wall. This is way beyond us. Jace grabbed a fire extinguisher and smashed open a locker. Inside, a maintenance drone, fried and useless. He cursed under his breath. Velixa looked up. Why are you even helping me? I was awful to you. Jace didn't look at her. Because I'm not like you. I don't leave people behind. Silence. Then she said softly, I saw your memories. When the cube pulsed. Jace froze. What? The cube. It didn't just show the past, it scanned us. I saw you alone, your colony, destroyed by pirates, your brother. Jace turned away. Don't. Velixa was quiet for a moment. Then, you're not just a janitor. Jace laughed bitterly. Yeah, I used to be a pilot, until your people decided humans should stick to cleaning roles. She didn't answer. He turned back to her. So, princess, now what? Because this isn't just about pirates stealing jewelry. Someone's trying to reactivate the vault. Velixa stood up. And if they do, millions could die. Just then, boom. The wall exploded. 3 pirates entered. Jace pulled Velixa down behind a crate. We need a plan, he whispered. She looked around. We don't have weapons. Not yet, Jace said, and hit a switch on the wall. A crate above them opened and dropped. An old mining suit, heavy armor, blunt tools, a shield generator. He grinned. Time for a wardrobe upgrade. Final scene. Fight or die. Jace stepped out in the bulky suit, moving slow, but strong. The pirates fired, but the shield held. He slammed into them with a shock pulse from the mining drill arm. Velixa used her bag's AI to fry one pirate's visor. They fought together. Clumsy, messy, but unstoppable. When it was over, Jace stood, breathing hard. Armor scorched. Pirates down. Velixa walked over. You okay? He looked at her and smiled. Better than janitor duty. But their moment was short. Her comm device beeped, an incoming signal. From orbit. She answered. Her father's face appeared. Emperor Threx. Velixa, we detected a vault signature. You must leave now. That technology is forbidden. We sealed it for a reason. She looked at Jace. Father, she said, I think we've already broken the seal. His face went pale. Then may the stars forgive us all. Above the station, a massive ship decloaked, not pirate, not military, alien, old, silent, and it was waking up. The sleeping giant, the stars. Outside Jupiter Lux shimmered as the cloaked alien vessel fully revealed itself. A dark, crescent-shaped ship with no engines, no windows, and no visible life. Yet it moved with purpose. The station's alarms had given up. Even they didn't know what to make of it. Inside the burning, broken halls of the mall, Jace and Velixa stood frozen, staring up through a cracked skylight. "That thing," Jace whispered. "It's not flying, it's gliding. Like it's alive." Velixa slowly nodded. "It's not a ship, it's a relic, a sentience-class craft." Jace frowned. "A what?" "It doesn't fly with fuel, it flies with thought." He blinked. "Well, that's not creepy at all." Her father's voice crackled through her wrist comm again, but it was broken now, full of static and fragments. "Containment failed. Vault breach. Do not trust." And then silence. Suddenly, the alien ship above sent a beam of light, downward, not destructive, but scanning. It passed over the station like a spotlight looking for something, or someone. Jace felt a buzz behind his eyes, like someone was whispering to him from the inside out. "Can you hear that?" he asked, pressing his fingers to his temples. Velixa looked confused. "Hear what?" "I think it's talking to me." Inside Jace's mind, he wasn't in the station anymore. He stood in a white void. All sound faded. In front of him floated the black cube from the vault, but larger. Its patterns moved like liquid light. A voice, layered, male and female at once, echoed. "Jace Morrow, human, survivor, mind open." "Who are you?" Jace asked. "We are the builders. We gave knowledge to the stars. We gave peace. Then, they used us to make war. What do you want? The vault must remain sealed. Starfire cannot awaken. You opened the lock. Now you must close it. I don't even know what it is. Starfire is not a weapon. It is a judgment. It burns corruption. Corruption of what? Civilizations, bloodlines. Truth." The cube pulsed, and Jace felt it. The memory. A Zarethian king, Velixa's ancestor, stealing builder technology, turning peace into conquest. The vault was a prison not just for power but for history, for guilt. You are human, unmodified, unwanted, but you are pure. You must choose. Jace opened his mouth to speak and snapped back to reality. Back in the station, he staggered. Velixa caught him. "What happened?" she asked. He looked at her strangely. "Your people. They're not the good guys in this story." She frowned. "What are you talking about? Your family used the Builder's tech to take over half the galaxy. That vault? It was sealed to hide the truth, to stop the judgment." Velixa took a step back. "No, that's not possible." "Isn't it?" Jace said, stepping toward her now. "Why else would your father tell you to run?" She opened her mouth, but then the hallway exploded again. Pirates, but this time they weren't shooting. They were kneeling. And in walked someone new. A woman. Tall, pale gray skin. Eyes like black fire, wearing robes that shimmered like they were woven from space itself. She looked part human, part Zarethian, and behind her floated a piece of the vault. Velixa gasped. "No, that's not possible. She died centuries ago." The woman smiled. "You remember me, little heir? I am Kalis, your great-grandmother." Jace blinked. "I'm sorry, what now?" Kalis floated closer. "I was the one who warned your family, who begged them not to use the Builder's technology for war. They didn't listen, so I disappeared." "Disappeared?" Velixa said. "You mean you became one of them?" Kalis nodded. "I merged with the vault. My consciousness lived inside it, waiting, watching." Jace's voice was low. "And now you're out." Kalis turned to him. "You are the only one who heard the ship's call. You are the key." "I'm a janitor," he muttered. She smiled. "Exactly. You were never part of the corruption. You're what the galaxy needs." Jace looked at Velixa. "What about her?" Kalis's smile faded. "Her bloodline is marked. The vault's judgment will not spare her." Velixa went cold. "You can't be serious." Jace stepped between them. "Hold on. She didn't choose this. She helped me. Kalis shook her head. The vault does not care. It burns all tainted roots. A silence fell. Felixa's voice was barely a whisper. So what happens now? Kalis raised a hand. Now, Starfire falls. Outside the window, the alien ship began to shift, growing, changing, forming a shape like a blade of cosmic fire. The stars began to dim, and below, the station shook. Back in the control room, Kalis handed Jace a glowing core, part of the vault interface. This will shut the system down, she said. But it must be placed at the center of the station. What happens if I do? Kalis looked at him. Then Starfire sleeps again. But you must go alone. Jace looked at Velixa. I'm not leaving her. She is not part of the solution, Kalis said coldly. She is now, he snapped. Because I say so. He turned to Velixa. Let's shut down your cursed family legacy. Her eyes were glossy. Jace, if it comes down to saving me or the galaxy, don't finish that sentence. He grabbed her hand, and they ran. Together. Toward the heart of the station, toward the vault's core, toward a choice that could end everything. The core countdown, the heart of Jupiter. Lux Station was a place no one visited. It was deep below the shops, below the luxury levels, even below the trash systems. A place built first, then forgotten. A hidden engine chamber, ancient and humming, the kind of place where secrets are buried, and sometimes wake up. Jace and Velixa reached the access shaft just as another quake shook the station. Overhead, the alien ship was still growing, spreading out like a dark star, absorbing light and power from surrounding satellites. Every pulse of energy made the station flicker. Lights dimmed, systems glitched, and through it all, a low voice echoed in Jace's head. 5 cycles remain. Starfire will ignite. He tried to shake the voice away. Velixa stumbled beside him. She was sweating, breathing hard, but she didn't complain. Not anymore. She was royalty, but now she looked like a soldier. Hair a mess, makeup gone, clothes torn, and still walking, like a storm. I still can't believe my own bloodline started this war, she whispered. We were taught the vault was a myth, a fairy tale. Jace didn't look at her. It's not. It's the fuse, and someone's already lit it. Into the depths, they reached a maintenance elevator. Barely working. Half the lights were out. Jace used a hacked control key to override the system. It shook to life and dropped them slowly into the dark. Velixa stared at him. You ever think about what you'll do after all this? He glanced sideways. After we stop an ancient judgment AI from melting a star system? She smirked. Yeah, he thought for a beat. Open a coffee shop, somewhere with no screaming aliens or exploding hallways. She laughed softly. Can I be your first customer? He smiled. Only if you don't throw the cup at me and yell that it's worth more than I am. They both laughed. For a second, it almost felt like peace. And then the elevator stopped. Too early, too quiet. Jace stepped forward, and something moved in the shadows. Velixa. Get back. Too late. A shot rang out. Energy blast. Jace pushed her down and took the hit in the shoulder. He fell hard, and from the darkness stepped Rin, one of Velixa's royal guards, except his uniform was torn. He had a pirate's badge now, and a pulse rifle. Hello, princess, he sneered. Been a while, Velixa's voice cracked. Rin, you were supposed to be dead. Oh, I was, he said, stepping forward. Until your father left me behind on Valara Prime. Pirates picked me up, fixed me, and told me the truth. He raised the gun at her. Your family lies. Always has. The vault was just one of many. You people built empires on stolen blood. Velixa stood slowly, eyes cold. You don't have to do this. I do, he said. Because Kalis offered me a new life. One where we finish what the builders started. Burn the corruption. Jace groaned from the floor, trying to crawl. Velixa moved fast, grabbed a broken pipe, swung it. Crack. It hit Rin's wrist. The gun flew. She dove for it, tackled him. They fought, rolling through sparks and broken wires. Rin grabbed her by the throat. "You're too late anyway," he spat. "Starfire's ignition point is here, in this core, and you activated it when you opened the vault." Jace, bleeding and furious, charged with all his strength and slammed into Rin, knocking him backward into an exposed power conduit. A flash of light and silence. Rin dropped. Unmoving, Velixa crawled to Jace. "You're hit. You're bleeding. Bad," he coughed. "Still better than cleaning toilets." The final interface, they limped into the core chamber. It was beautiful and terrifying. A giant circular room with a single glowing platform. At the center, the vault core pulsed, now bonded to the alien ship above like a heart to a body. Floating above it was Kalis. She looked radiant and very much not human anymore. "You've come," she said. Velixa aimed the gun. "Shut it down, now." Kalis didn't flinch. "You still don't understand. Starfire is not destruction, it is justice. It will burn everything your family poisoned." "Then burn me," Velixa snapped. "But not everyone. Billions will die if you unleash it." Kalis tilted her head. "I had hoped you would see, but I see now. Only he can decide." She looked at Jace. The control device glowed in his hand. The last piece. The one that could either shut down the protocol or let it complete. Kalis floated forward. "Place it on the core, and all your pain, all your suffering, gone. The galaxy will be reborn." Jace stood, shaking. He looked at Velixa. She nodded once, brave. "Ready to die if needed. Your choice," she whispered. His hand hovered. Tears filled his eyes. He placed the device. It clicked. The core pulsed, and then blackout. A voice echoed. "Starfire core, disengaged." A pause. "Override acknowledged. Judgment delayed." The alien ship in orbit shimmered, paused, then slowly powered down. Jace collapsed. Velixa ran to him. Kalis screamed, her body flickering. "You fool! You delayed the inevitable?" Jace gasped, barely conscious. "Good. Then we've got time to fix it the right way." Kalis vanished into static, and the vault sealed itself again. For now, the final choice silence. Total, impossible silence. The vault had closed. The alien ship above had stopped pulsing. For a moment, Jupiter Lux Station, this broken, flaming mess of greed and secrets, was still. In the heart of it, Jace Morrow lay unconscious, his hand burned from the override core. Beside him, Velixa sat holding pressure on his wound, her clothes soaked in blood, her eyes red with tears and smoke. "He did it," she whispered. "He actually stopped it." The girl who once screamed about the price of her handbag was gone. In her place was someone harder, smarter, wiser, and maybe, just maybe, ready to fix what her bloodline broke. Aftermath and Answers emergency beacons across the station lit up. Rescue teams, from the neutral Lycan Alliance, docked at the outer ring. They weren't Zerethian, they weren't pirates, they were peacekeepers, and they'd seen the alien ship. News spread fast. Across the galaxy, the story unfolded. Human janitor and a royal heiress stop an ancient judgment weapon. Social channels exploded. Vault breakers trended system-wide. But that didn't matter to Velixa right now. All she cared about was the man in the medbay, pale and unconscious Jace. She sat beside his bed, clutching his burned hand. "Come on, Jace, don't leave me alone in this mess." She paused. "Not after we just started becoming something." The lights flickered again. And then, he groaned. "Coffee shop," he mumbled. She blinked, then laughed through the tears. "You idiot. You promised me a latte." He opened one eye. "Extra foam, no empire." Kalis returns, because of course she does. But peace is never simple. In a shadowed corner of the vault's former core chamber, energy sparked. A fragment of Kalis, Not her body, but her consciousness, remained, clinging to the network. She watched the galaxy from within the vault systems, invisible to all but the builder ship. Her voice, soft and bitter, echoed. They paused judgment, not erased it. The galaxy is still sick, still corrupt. And when they fall again, I will return. A single shard of the black cube cracked open. A seed, a code, a promise. Final confrontation. Truth with the Emperor back aboard a temporary Zerethian cruiser. Velixa faced her father, Emperor Threx. He was older than the galaxy's image of him. Lines in his face, worry in his eyes. You disobeyed me, he said. I saved us, she replied. You exposed us, he snapped. The builder's secrets, the vault. Do you know what you've started? She stood tall. I started something better. He turned his back. You're not ready to lead. She walked to the window, looking out at the stars. I'm not asking for your permission, she said. The galaxy's watching now, and I plan to show them that Zerethians can stand for something more than war and wealth. He didn't respond. Velixa tapped her comm and ended the transmission. Behind her, Jace leaned against the wall, his arm in a sling. Well, he said, guess we're both unemployed now. She looked at him. Not true, I just hired you as my co-leader in fixing galactic politics. He raised an eyebrow. Do I still get to mop floors? She grinned. Only metaphorically. Final. Scene. A new path on. A neutral world, far from Jupiter Lux. A small building opened its doors. A sign flickered on. The Vault Cafe. Coffee. Peace. No explosions. Inside, Jace poured a cup while watching the news. Velixa sat at a table, reading old Zerethian texts, learning, preparing. Across the galaxy, rumors spread of vaults on other planets, other technologies, other truths. The builders had left more than one secret behind, and Jace and Velixa, they weren't done. Not by a long shot. A shadowed figure steps into a dark chamber on a faraway moon. He holds a fragment, one just like the cube Jace touched. He kneels before a hidden archive. Dozens of cubes glow to life, and a voice, ancient and familiar, whispers, Vault 2, active,